So now, so when someone comes to you as a person and says, "Yeah, I want credit for this business," how much does their credit, have to play in you getting approved for a loan for that business? You know what I mean? Like obviously, their credit might be less than what they need for that business to get off the ground. So how do you factor that into getting their, how much money do they get based on their credit for the business?
That's a really good question. So it really depends on what type of, number one, what type of business they have, because there are business that are high risk, there are business that are low risk. So just an FYI, like real estate, it's a high risk business. Credit repair companies, they're high risk business, but credit, you're looking at anywhere from 680 to 700 to start. A lot of companies will work with you, and they'll give you a line of credit of $5,000 or up to $10,000 with a 680, 700 credit score.
So what if you have a business that's like a good idea? Or two questions: if you have a business that's a really good idea, or you want to pursue it further, but you have bad credit, how do you just have to repair your personal credit, and it's not going to, or it's not going to get off the ground, or is there a way to differentiate your business from your personal?
So in order to start getting funding for the business, remember that business is registered to a person. So anywhere you go, it's kind of like, all right, you're giving me all the documents for the business. Now, who's managing this business? Who's the owner of this business, or who's the member? And then they'll start asking you for your personal. So even though they might not do a hard inquiry on your personal credit, they still look at it, just to make sure that, hey, you didn't defraud 5 other banks, right? So they always do that soft credit check on your personal, just to make sure that, you're someone reliable.
Gotcha.
And how does that factor into something like a non-profit?
So nonprofit, the problem with the nonprofit is that it's technically you're not making any money, right?
No. Listen, what Black China said? She said something is broke. Listen, we broke.
So nonprofit typically it's donations.
Broke 5 broke.
Right? It's partnership with other companies and things like that, and it's somewhat a high risk nonprofits. And you gotta make sure you have a good administrator. You gotta make sure you have a good administrator, because all the expenses, you want to make sure you can put that down for the taxes and keep them, just in case if you get audited by the IRS, you can have all the documentations, because they're very strict when it comes down to nonprofit.
So like even with this year, like I filed a 990. So when the People's Assembly was established, we went through a church who helps with organization start. So
What's a 990? I don't know what that is.
it's like a postcard that you got to send to the IRS, letting them know like what money you got in donations, because at the end of the day, people are going to file taxes and they're going to say, well, I donated
Tax deductible. Gotcha.
right, I donated $50 to the People's Assembly, and when I do my 990, they're gonna look like, okay, well, the People's Assembly received a $50 donation from here. So that's why, like, when people do send donations, I rather them send it like via PayPal, because PayPal gives like a tax statement that I can give to the people that donated. So it's like, okay, this is what it went to, this is where you can see, and I always make sure, like, put in the title what you're donating to and what it's for. So that way, when those people from them scary 3 letters come and like knock on my door, and I'm just like, nope, here's the file.
Now, is there a document you have to give them so they can deduct it as a donation?
So literally, it's just them giving me. I think I literally just give people my EIN, and it automatically, when they do their taxes, it automatically comes up that we're a nonprofit entity. So when they do their taxes, like, it won't be like a red flag, like. And I also can give like a statement to them like, hey, this person donated and this was the amount, and they could submit it to the IRS as well.